Okay, here it is. It's another day. It's January 20th. It's Saturday. I gave you 40 seconds of pure epidemic, royalty-free music. Let's adjust that little doodad. There we go. Turn the lights down. Okay. Oh my God. There's so many things to talk about. Look at that snazzy car. That's the reason Tesla started selling a lot of electric cars. Not only do they work marvelously, but they look how nice that looks. I mean, that is Elon Musk decided an electric car doesn't have to look like a Campbell soup can with wheels. You know, Toyota has been making the Prius for a long time. It looks like crap, you know. And you kind of look on the car and you say, what kind of weirdo would be driving a car like that? Whoops, sorry. I don't mean. The sustainability issue is, that's important. But look at how attractive that car is. Holy mackerel. Woo! Mm-hmm. That is, that's a Model 3. One of the top selling cars in the world. This morning it was 64 degrees. It was 57 at 11 p.m. It's going to have a high of, 70? At 1 p.m. the high will be 70. I don't know where that is. I looked down here. Look down here, right here. 73 degrees. 56 degrees. 56% humidity. And inside this room, it is 67 degrees and 54% relative humidity. So it's colder in here than it is outside. And good thing I have a long sleeve. That's why I have a long sleeve shirt. I mean, Maryland likes it cool. So what are you gonna do? You gotta. Let's see if I have I thought I could change the temperature from here. Well, when we end this broadcast, I'll go on and change the temperature to like 71. Saturday, January 20th. Can you believe it? 10 more days, 11 more days, and it's February. Oh my God. So the Maori king of the New Zealand tribe, he wants to have a meeting. That's all I know. And this is Marilyn Monroe. They did something to create Marilyn Monroe's home from being demolished. Maybe they were calling it a historic place. Can you believe it? This reality TV, the son of a reality TV guy reportedly dead from an overdose. Yep, that's what happens. Well, 20,000 people dying from COVID since this recent round of started in October. There you go. Now you can see this clearer. Moderna makes it. I think this is the one that we took. The emergency use authorization. That the 0.5 milliliter dose, and the booster is a 1/4 milliliter dose. So you get a real skinny syringe and a real skinny needle. Yep, there it is. That's a bigger one. Intramuscular. They stick it all the way in. They jam it in until it hits the bone. Oh, boy. You know, insulin you just inject in the fatty tissue. Those other injections get in the muscle. And next time I'll find out what the difference between intramuscular. I mean, I know what it means. It means they stick the needle in the muscle. But why does the virus, why do the antigens need to be in the muscle where the insulin goes in the fatty tissue? This is, you know, from the Mississippi over, this is where the concentrations of the virus are. And it probably just has to correspond to Chicago, Illinois, Missouri, coming right down here, a little bit in Wisconsin. And then generally scattered over the south. You know, all from the airports. Took a little sip of my homemade Coca-Cola. I got Coke syrup. I had a bunch of it. And the last bit of it I saved. It was like a 2-gallon box, which is the kind of box that a restaurant or something would get. It cost me $80 for 2.5 gallons. And it's the kind that the soda fountain dispenser uses. So if you go to a bar and they have a gun and they push the different buttons, well, when they hit the Coca-Cola button, that Coke syrup mixes with, the carbonated water, and you end up with the Coca-Cola from the fountain. Well, that Coca-Cola syrup is what I mixed with some soda water. Pawn Stars. Rick Harrison's son, Adam, dead at 39. after a reported overdose. Yep, he's gone. All right, this is Mary Berg. And if you've ever seen her on Twitter, X, as they now call it, you've probably seen her. That's because her face has been photoshopped into increasingly bizarre advertisements on Elon Musk's owned social media site, referred to as a global scandal. Anyway, that's an attractive face to be photoshopped. It's not appropriate, but all right. AI. The finger of AI touches the human finger. Everyone's all excited about AI. That's it. See AI right in the middle there? Yeah. It's, the future of AI is in augmentation, not annihilation. Well, that's a true statement. Elon Musk wants the largest stake in Tesla. It's one that's already made him a multi-billionaire, one of the richest people on the planet. As of right now, the richest people on the planet, person. He's a talker. Here's the Tesla stock, how it's been gone from 300 to 100 and then back. It's at 210, 211 right now. Anyway, when the market closed. There's a graph from Interactive Brokers. You can see from this image, it opened at 216. The previous close was 215. The daily range was 208 to 217. 52-week range, 124 to 299. 100 million shares traded. It's amazing. Tesla is quite a company. They got a lot of things going on. They've got their the 4 cars that they manufacture and sell. Then they sell everything online. No dealerships. They have service centers, but they don't have dealerships. I've taken a car to a service center up in Delray, which is 5 miles north of here. And nice looking place. And they work on it right away and they get it out right away. I couldn't have been there 15 minutes. But what I had is the battery. The 12-volt battery went to... It's hot in South Florida, particularly in a locked car in a parking lot out in the sun, where the internal temperatures of the car probably reach 130. Well, when you have a traditional lead-acid battery sitting under the hood, so to speak, with 130-degree ambient temperature, the batteries don't last more than a couple of years. So 2 years and a month into driving the car, the 12-volt system went kapooey. So we had to get the battery replaced, which we did. All right, this is Marilyn's goodwill message for the day. You cannot get through a single day without having an impact on the world around you. And what you do makes a difference. And you have to decide what kind of a difference you would like to make. It's that simple. Think about it. Here's the families of the hostages campsiting outside the front of Netanyahu's personal residence, ramping up pressure for hopefully some kind of a truce. You know, this is really war with Hamas and so forth. I mean, I don't know what anyone thinks the hostages are still alive, for God's sakes. You know, they were captured under horrendous conditions. The Israelis are bombing the hell out of those tunnels. So if the hostages are saved in the tunnels, the hostages have found their grave site. As terrible as that sounds, you know, I would not want to have friends or relatives that were captured, and they're the hostages of these crazy maniac people. You know? Well, the Nikki Haley people are campaigning like crazy. They're hoping like hell they can. Oops, sorry. They're hoping like hell they can beat Trump. Are you kidding? I don't know if that's possible. But she is talking up a storm, hoping. 8 common long-term investment mistakes that jeopardize your retirement. The first mistake is to have $1,000 chips on the board, which looks like a roulette board. Don't make that retirement mistake, please. All right, here's the latest poll results. Let's do this. Okay. How do we get him out of the way? Let's just get him up here. There we go. So now you can see, there we go. So this slide was taken this morning at 11:15. And we can see that the 2024 New Hampshire Republican primary race performed by the Boston Globe, Suffolk. Trump is at 53. Haley is at 36. DeSantis at 7. Trump's up by 17. That's today. When the same exact poll, from the same exact polling people, the 2024 New Hampshire Republican presidential primary, performed by the Boston Globe, the Suffolk, Trump was at 52, Haley was at 35, DeSantis was at 6. The margin of victory, Trump by 17. So Trump, he keeps edging up. Let's, RCL. No, jeez. Sorry. RCP. No. There's real clear politics. Let's see what this is. 2024 election. Republican. There we go. That should be it. All right. The 2024 presidential nomination. This is Iowa. Bingo. Let's hit New Hampshire. There we go. $118 and $119. The Boston Globe is looking right here. The margin is 17. And let's touch this. That'll take us right to the there you go. Trump maintains 17% lead over Haley in latest New Hampshire poll. DeSantis is essentially out of the running with 6 or 7%. The survey results released Saturday morning, as you can see here. Trump has 53% of the vote, 1% higher than Friday, and Haley went up 1%, going from 35 to 36. But it's still down 17. That's a big margin of victory. And when he goes on to South Carolina, his victory is even a larger, more widespread. So I imagine by the time we get to the end of South Carolina, this whole business will be over. There you go. We haven't gotten to South Carolina yet, from a television standpoint. Here's this little panel expanded, and so nationally, Trump is at 66, Haley at 11, DeSantis at 10. In New Hampshire, it's 49.7 to 34. South Carolina, Trump is at 52, Haley's at 21. Trump versus Biden, Trump is up by 2. Biden DeSantis, it's a tie. And Haley, it's 1%, which is, inside the margin of error. So it's, no one's ahead. May as well call it a tie. So, just wanted to show you the actual poll results, minute by minute. And there's a little verbiage which you can look at, and you can replay. Oh, that's my Humana ID number. We're giving Brennan and Daniel our Brayville food processor. We haven't used it since we've been here, so it's a gift. They were talking about Trump and his family, and one of them is always getting their picture taken with their kids, without their kids. American flags in the background. This is some kind of a, thing where you got rides and stuff. That's what it gets over there. There are these two walking into a formal dining of some kind, probably. She used to be a model when she wasn't on Fox News or The Five. And she was married to the governor of California, Gavin Newsom. Can you imagine? Throw up. Who Donald Trump should and shouldn't pick for vice president. Yeah, he said he's already figured it out. Brett Baer says, well, so who is it? He said, give me a call. We'll have a show. He is always on the ball when it comes to the marketplace. Yeah, come on, let's have a show. And we'll talk about it for the whole show. We'll put up all the possibilities. And I'll get it down to 3 candidates for you. How about that? And then you guys can churn over that for a while. See which of the 3 you think I should pick. Anyway, Jodie Foster said at the Variety Studio, presented by Audible, while at the Sundance Film Festival, that the $1.4 billion success of Barbie helps prove that Hollywood no longer views women directors as too much of a risk, because that was her baby. So, these actors, after they've done a few things and they're really popular and they can really command an audience big time, then they decide to act. Well, not all the film producers are, it's a female, I'd rather have a male, in charge of the studio. Jodie Foster says, All right. Fabula. Fred Mantles. She's a hot number, apparently, with Media Pro Studios. El Mal. 2 nights in Lisbon from Portugal's Hop Films and the UK's Hero Films. look like potential standouts at next week's Content America CoPro pitch for 2024. One of the industry centerpieces. So, there we have it. When you walk around Portugal, you go up and you go down, you can see that's, that is, they have to carry me. And here's a picture of that Boeing plane that is on fire. How about that? Wouldn't you love to be aboard that sucker? Well, it happened to be a cargo plane. Just so you know, there were no passengers at risk, although they had a crew of 5 or 6. And, oh my, it's on fire. Anyway, it was a cargo plane, took off from Miami International, and then spun around and re-landed. And I never heard what else happened to the plane or the contents that were being airshipped at special prices. All right, Alec Baldwin is in the soup again. New Mexico, who formerly withdrew the case, has now set it for indictment, and he is under indictment. He's 65. He was initially in charge in the case in January 2023, but the charges were dropped 3 months later after Baldwin's defense team raised questions about whether his Colt 45 was actually functioning. Anyway, so they've done all kinds of testing of the gun and seeing if it could fire without pulling the trigger. The theory being, if you pull the hammer back, let's change this. There we go. If you pull the hammer back, boom, it goes back and it clicks, and then that puts tension onto the trigger, and then pew, you pull the trigger and the hammer goes, and this thing bangs into the back end of the bullet and ignites the gunpowder, and kaboom. That's how a Colt 45 works. So the question is, if you don't have your finger on the trigger and you pull the hammer back halfway and let it go, in other words, halfway before it gets cocked, which is all the way back, and it kind of locks into position back there, and then the trigger is only a couple of pounds of pressure on that trigger, and bam, that hammer goes forward and bashes into the back end of the bullet. So you always have this finger straight, never on the trigger. You pull the hammer back halfway before it clicks back and let it go. That's, I think, what the Baldwin defense is. I pulled the hammer halfway back, it slipped out of my fingers, and it went off. Oh, no. I never pulled the trigger. Never aim a gun at someone and pull the trigger. So that's what's going on there. This is an optical sight that I have attached to the new, relatively new Glock Model 45, which doesn't mean 45 caliber. It's a 9mm. It's Model 45. So it's like the 17, but it has a 5-inch barrel instead of a 6-inch barrel. So it's a little shorter from the end of the gun. But the same full grip. So you have the full grip. So it's very similar to the Model 19. So the Model 45 has a shorter barrel, the same grip as the Model 17 and the Model 19, the big full grip, but a shorter barrel and a shorter slide. And when we get to next week's broadcast, I'll figure out what's the difference between the Model 45, which I own, and the Model 19, which I don't own. But I own the 17. I own the 17 and the 45, which are all 9mm parabellums. I also have a Smith & Wesson 5.7 with a muzzle velocity of 2,300 feet per second. Wow, that thing is speedy. You know, when you're in a long range, you hear the gun go up and then you hear it hit the target. About 200 milliseconds later, it goes really fast. And it goes real fast, that means the curvature that all munition experiences because of the gravitational pull is flatter. It's a flatter curve than a traditional 9mm. Because the 9mm is a subsonic 950 feet per second. I have a suppressor coming. I bought it in January of last year. All the paperwork was properly filed by February 22nd. Now, this is January what? January 20th. So it's been in process in Washington for 11 months. You know, like on Monday, yeah, it'll be over 11 months by a couple of days. What the hell's going on? I hope I live long enough to get the actual approval for this stupid thing. Jeez. Be a shame that my estate has to pick it up. It's all paid for and everything. All you gotta do is get it. I saw it. I went in the store last Saturday just for you know what and grins. Just see what's going on and what's going on. But I wanted to check, see what's going on with the suppressor. And he went over into his little Funkin' Wagnalls and picked it out. He said, "Yep, this one's got your name on it from Silencer Company, wherever that is." Put it online. It got shipped to this particular dealer because I directed it to be shipped to this particular dealer. And they reviewed all my application information that was going to be sent to the ATF. And on February 22nd, they signed off on it. I pushed the button, and it was in Washington's hands. When you push the button, it's electronic. Bam! It's there. It's in their system, and there it sits. I asked them after 11 months, isn't it fair to me ask the question, what's going on? Did they lose my application? Have they already approved it and forgot to tell us? What's going on? And they did a thing, they sent a message electronically. And they said it was there. Yeah. So, that's that. So, you can't, you can't fight with them. The golden rule. Those with the gold rule. Look at that. I have oops, there we go. I have on the Model 45 this HE507 competition in green. So this is, when you look through this window, this is the target I have. I have a circle with a dot in the middle. And wherever you place that dot, that's where they're going to have a hole in them. And a big mess inside, with a 9mm. So, there's Marilyn and her daughter Robin in Washington. There's Jimmy at the getting ready, getting my business cards ready in case anyone wants one. At the Obama Romney debate. And you see Shaw, you see all these different politicians walking around with good-looking young ladies holding their sign. And it's Clay Shaw and his wife. He's since passed away. This is 2012. We can actually, because of the digital nature of this, we can actually see her ID badge. And it looks like her name is Brooke. S-U. Sulak or something. Anyway, she's a aide to what do you call it? Clay Shaw. 10 years ago, 11 years ago. She's probably married with 3 kids by now. I don't know anything about her. I was just playing around. There's another shot from the debate. This is we had a desk. This microphone is not for that fellow. There's another seat here that's empty, and that's his microphone. But you see, everyone's got their gear and plugged into the network, and big network. And you can see Obama up there on the screen. So that's a better look at the, all the rows of reporters. I stood up and took a picture. In our booth, we had a booth. Is right over this guy's head. It's not this booth, it's that one. It's, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're the second booth. Booth number 7. Booth number 5 was Romney's booth, and that was on the corner. And then we had NPR, and then the Observer TV booth, which was our booth. And soon you're going to see, it's even a better shot. You can see Romney, then you have a booth, and then it's our booth. The girl with the bright blue shirt is standing in front of our booth. I was going to say that's the back of Jimmy's head right there, but I'm taking a picture, so that can't be me. It's the other Jim. So that's quite a. There's Marilyn. See Observer TV. Observer TV Live. There you go. She's being interviewed by the Observer TV. And she's talking, and the microphone is held right there because it's a sensitive microphone. And Jim Lusk, he has things in his ear so he can hear what's being said. This is a microphone thing which he has bent down because he's not talking. But that's Jim Lusk, who has regrettably passed away. There's Marilyn. And Marilyn and I walked around all the place, interviewed all kinds of people. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have, go to 4161100.com and scroll down to the tab that says politics. And you click that, and you'll see the Romney-Ryan photos, the whole schlemiel, including the videos. I'll show you quickly. When I press this button right here that says Wilson Picks, just touch that. There you go. There's our website. 416 in the very top, you can see 416-1100.com. Look at that shot where the sticks clicked. There's a name for that shot, and it makes a very unique sound when they crack like that. Look at that stick all the way around. This one's going around that way. It's great. It was amazing. I took the photographer next to me heard the click, and he said, "Boy, would I love to take a picture like that." He says, "I've been doing this for like 12 years, and I've just never been able to get that click shot right there." And it just so happened I actually took the shot, and I showed it to him. I said, "You mean this shot?" The guy went bananas. Yep. So I keep that, as my lead picture when you come to the site. Why not? And then this is the 14th annual Concours d'Elegance at the Boca Aviation Hangar Party. And we bumped into, guess who? Jay Leno. Yeah, nice man. I said, would you mind just saying hello to us with Marilyn? Which he did, and I got a picture. So now we're going, see, all these pictures have, a name, like Unique Events, FAU Events, FAU Sports, Executive Portfolio. See, there's Marilyn again. I wonder why. And, lifestyle imaging, civic and public events. I took some stage shots. Here I have cooking and recipes. What am I looking for? I'm looking for politics. It's all the way on the bottom because no one's interested in politics. But we were there. Look at all these different things. And look at this Afghanistan. There's the Observer newspaper and my press credentials. There's Marilyn's press credentials, both of us. Oh gosh, where's the politics? Oh, here, presidential debate, 2012. The microphone thing, touch that. All right, let's touch it again. There we go. Presidential debate, Lynn University, October 22nd, 2012. There you go. Now you can see, a whole portfolio. Look at this picture. This is Jimmy with Lynn University president and his father, who was president. It's a family operation, so to speak. It's a nice place. Look at that. There's rope. Oops, I didn't want to touch him. That's Rubio. And if I touch that, we'll actually have a little playing of a video when he was being interviewed. But, you recognize these faces. Absolutely. Here's George Pataki, the former governor of New York. Marilyn had a real nice interview with him. She did a good job. She had an earpiece in that I gave her. And I said, ask him this question. And she'd run out of gas and, couldn't figure out what to ask him next. So I throw questions over our cell phones. She had an earpiece in off her cell phone. But you remember this shot? You saw that one. There's Jim Lusk. He's on the phone. He's got his camera. Observer T up in the top. And Marilyn and I are running around doing it. See, there he is. That's that same picture. Without cutting off a lot of his head. And there's Jim Lusk with the front and the cap and everything. Oh, look at that. We know him. We know him, right? Look at that shot of all the news people getting ready for this big debate. So I've got all kinds of pictures. There's Jimmy holding his camera. There's Marilyn. Here's where we're in the actual auditorium where the debate is held. Seeing back here, they have a big blind that they let down, and they have several cameras set up here with black things on them, and that's where the news people are that control the broadcast. And look at this deal. Controlling the power and the networks. I got there and took a picture of the microphone, with everything in the background out of focus. I thought that'd be a good picture to have as the icon for the whole album. Yeah, we see all these people. It's interesting here's a side view of this young lady with Clay Shaw and his wife. So someone was taking a picture this way and I was taking a picture that way. And here's, I climbed around the front. So it was Grandes Pataki again. There's a lot of pictures. A whole bunch with Marco Rubio, our senator. Oops. I don't want to do that. There's the windbag of all time right there. Who finally got knocked off the special envoy to deal with climate change. He's been knocked down. He's not very popular in the Democratic Party anymore. You run in and out of power. That's the way it goes. Back here. Oops. Go back here. Here we go. This hundreds and hundreds of photos. I was taking pictures like a crazy person. And we push go home. That takes us right back to here. The site, I want to show you something. That's our site counter. 26,411,000 people have looked at a page. At least a page. 761. And if I recycle this, that counter is going to go up a tick. It was 761. Let's see what it is now. 762. You see? So every time you go to a different page on this site, this steps up. So that's a page counter, which means at least it's people. Because people click the pages 26 million times. That's a lot of hits. From 1990 to 2024. See right there? Marilyn and I have all our pictures on this site. There we go. Our picture was taken by the Concours d'Elegance official photographer. And Jimmy and Marilyn are sitting in this interior fenced-in area because we have press passes. And we were relaxing because it was a hot day. And we were doing a lot of running around and decided to sit down. And these guys come over and say, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Duesenberg. See right there? Anyway, it's a big charity. It's the 14th annual. Okay. So, with that exciting little adventure, you see 416-1100.com, and you can get to this website and see all the exciting things that go home. There we go. So if you ever get lost and confused, just hit go home, and you'll end up right here again. I made that, like, go home, baby. You're lost. And here's all kinds of, stuff that you can search for records and so forth. And the bottom of the page, I have, here's an event thing I took for, these are, see, all different, every one of these is a different event I've captured. Black History Month, 2009. FAU fireworks, July 4th, 2007. Yeah. And here's a brief public, what I call a public bio, right here. So everyone can see what I did. And at the very bottom it says, Jimmy published a textbook, Pearson Education. It's the largest educational publisher in the world, I'm proud to say. And they bought my first edition in 2003. And they bought a second edition in 2007. All right, we've been on the air an hour and 49 seconds. It's time to say nighty-night. So you all have a great day. And this is Saturday. So we'll speak Monday for sure. Tomorrow, maybe. We'll see.